The over-under pass is one of the most popular passes in judo for a number of reasons. One is because it helps to keep your partner pinned in the process of passing. It makes it very difficult for them to get their shoulders off the floor. It also closes the distance so that if there is a transition, like a throw that didn't work out great, you can kind of go into a quasi-pin where you're holding your partner with their back to the floor and you get really close to them, get really tight, and it's more difficult than with some other passes for them to throw their legs in. Just as a quick illustration, if I had a failed throw and I knocked Eugene down and his hips hit the floor, or it was like the action hadn't stopped and we ended up here and I'm staying in front of his legs like kind of in an open guard situation, it's very easy for me to get entangled in half guard. It's very easy for him to keep his feet in front. And so this is going to make it more difficult for us to get to a pin where we want to be and to pass the guard in a way that keeps his shoulders down on the floor. Not only that, but if there is a situation where we're not connected to our partner, it's much easier for him to turtle up. And as he goes into the turtle position now, we have to do a lot of work and without that much time in judo newaza situations where his arms are in tight. We've got to work to break our partner down. So the over-under pass is a very good way of combining the connection that we need for a pin, keeping our partner's back facing the floor, and then preventing them from easily standing up or turtling. Okay? So what are some elements of a good over-under pass? There are a lot of different ways of doing this, and there are plenty of people who have specialized both in judo and jiu-jitsu in doing this over-under pass. We're going to talk about a basic entry and then one fundamental difference from kind of a standard pass that makes it a little bit easier for you to clear your partner's leg, which is important. Okay, so when we enter into the over-under pass position, the first thing to keep in mind is we want to be crouched down pretty low. Okay, we don't want to start to from a position where we're up too high and try to dive in on our partner. So instead, we want to have grips on our partner's pants. Okay, you can be on the outside of the pants. It's not super specific where you need to be. Generally, we don't like to be on the inside. Okay, it's too easy for our partner to break these grips. We can be on the outside here. And we want to find a situation where we can create an angle on our partner. If we're right in front of our partner here, it can be a little bit difficult to get the angle that we need. So we're going to walk out to the side. And then from here, we're going to draw our body. We're going to bring our chest down to our knees. We're going to come back. And then we're going to shoot everything through from this low squat position. Our goal is to get our chin to our partner's far hip, our near arm wrapping their leg, and our far arm under this leg. So the goal is to shoot everything through in order to be able to get our chin to the hip, our arm by our partner's leg, and our second arm here by the hip. Whether you choose to grip the belt, that's fine. The gi, that's fine. The pants, that's fine. It doesn't matter too much. This hand just has to be active so that we can pull and draw our elbows back. On this side, we need to be careful about not flaring our elbow too much, where our partner can take their arm and scoop inside, either like a kimura, or inside here and start to separate our arms and create conditions where they can go utagatame or in some cases jujigatame. Okay, especially in jiu-jitsu, this is a very popular entry to the arm lock these days. Our weight is resting on our partner's hips. So if my knees are on the floor here, even if I'm holding tight, my partner can still move his hips out to his left side. Go ahead. All right, why? Because it's now a battle between my upper body and his hips. And in most cases, your partner's hips are going to win that battle. So the way that we equalize is by going from a situation where we're on our knees to a tripod. Once we're here, this left shoulder is going to go down, toes are going to go to the floor, and we're going to look to bring our hips above our shoulders, hips above head. Once we're here, we've got pressure on our partner's diaphragm and their hip. We can pull back with this arm here. And we can push with our other arm, more or less straight, okay, not bent. When Eugene goes to bring his knees to the inside position, go ahead, please, he finds it very difficult. Not only that, but when he goes to hip escape and move his hip away from me, he finds this difficult and it's easy for me to follow from this position. Okay, so these are some of the basic elements that we need. So just to reiterate, we have a situation where we need to go crouching close to our partner, okay? We want to have grips so that we're connected. We draw everything back. And then we fire our body through at an angle. Chin to hip, Scoop grip underhook that's holding our partner's far side, and this arm not elbow flared out, but pushing our partner's knee through. If we can get to this position and we have control of our partner's knee, then we're good to go. When you go to pass, there are a few different ways to do it, but even if he's hooking with his leg here, all right, and we'll look at what happens when the legs cross in just a moment, but even if he's hooking here, we find that when we turn our hips, we can often pummel our leg to the outside, bring our partner's knee by, and then from here, move into a pin. Recommendation is not keeping this grip here. Okay, sometimes there's a tendency to hold this hip because you don't want your partner to move. But someone who's familiar with attacks from here can take this leg, pass it over your head, force your head through, and start to lock up triangles here. Even if they don't finish the triangle, you now have your arm on the top side exposed, so this is no good. So for that reason, as soon as we pass here, we like to take our hip down to our partner's hip, retract our arm, come out, and then work our pin from a position where our arms are free rather than trapped inside our partner's leg. This is best case scenario. Best case scenario is we come crashing in, we get our tripod position with our chin down. However, most of the time, your partner knows this, and so what your partner is looking to do is bring both knees, but specifically this knee, into their chest. When that happens, you're going to end up in a situation that looks like this. You're driving through and you go to get this position and your partner's knee is here on your hip. Now, this is okay for a pin, but it makes it very difficult for us to finish the pass. His knee is in the way. Even if I clear my leg now, he's got elbow and knee connection that's going to make it hard to pin. He can frame and use his arms and his legs and push me back. Now from here, the legs come in. If we're doing Jiu-Jitsu, of course, his guard is replaced. He can continue to work. If this is a Judo situation now, it's like we're in a scramble and we've lost valuable time. So what do we do when we find our partner's knee is stuck in our hip? Okay, so if his leg is trapped in between our legs here like this, which often it is, then we're going to focus on covering his knee. Here's how we're going to do it. Keep your knee and elbow kind of connected here, Eugene. Instead of trying to just step over our partner's leg here, what we're going to do is we're going to walk his leg away from his elbow. So he wants his elbow and knee connected. We're going to use a combination of our arm and our legs. We're going to bring our hip over our partner's knee, and then we're going to collect it and walk it back. Now we've created enough space so that we can take our knee fully over our partner's leg. When our partner goes to move around from here, we have the ability to turn our hips. He goes to bring his right knee and right elbow together again, finds he can't do it. Now, once we're ready, we can pummel our leg and move up into our pass position. So let's look at that one more time. We move into an over-under pass position. We try to get past our partner's knee, but they bring their knee up. This hand can go here, but we need to be careful of the elbow, so if we want to go down a little lower, we can. We're going to walk towards our partner's leg to try to capture the knee. Here, if I just try to step, it's not going to work, but if I walk towards and turn my hip, oftentimes his knee is going to slip right through that spot. Now, instead of trying to pass here, we're going to walk our partner's knee back. As your partner goes to push and frame and pummel and all that stuff, we're going to take the leg out. Now it's all about climbing up, removing that trapped arm, and we're here up into a good pin where we can go chest to chest with our partner. So here's something to think about when you're working your over-under. Instead of being monodirectional, where you're trying to get your grips and pass right away, in this case, your right arm is the underhook and you're passing to your left, you want to take your time to make sure that you're beating this knee line. So you'll often get a scoop grip. You're going to work towards that leg, but instead of continuing into your partner's pressure, you're going to walk backwards until you can cover the knee, pin it, then from there, you can continue your advance and your pass. If you can keep this way of approaching the over-under tie, the over-under pass in mind, you'll find a lot more success, you'll feel a little less rushed, and you feel like you have a lot more control from the position. So hopefully this was helpful for you. You find a way to get it into your integrated into your training. And when his knee is in front of my hip here like this, okay, He can't lock his feet. Go to lock your feet here, Eugene. It's hard. Okay? So the way that he's going to be able to do that is by straightening this leg. So if he straightens that leg, now he can lock his feet. Go ahead. And now from here, in a way, it creates a problem. In another way, it solves a problem. Because we don't have to get past our partner's knee line now. Like, he did it for us. So whenever we see this happening, and we feel like our partner's crossing their feet, we're not going to be able to kick this leg out. That's fine. From here, we're going to bring our head high, and we're going to take this arm out. We're going to put a frame right against our partner's knee. So keep your leg locked. Basically, this is now half guard territory. We're going to walk our partner's hips down and put our knee on the mat. And now from here, we're going to move into like a quasi-mounted position. Knees down, chest to chest. Now, we're not fully in a pin because our leg is trapped. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so now from here, we're going to put our shoelaces inside, free our leg, and we move up into a nice tight mounted position. Okay, watch from a different angle.
No, sorry, Kanishiwa.
Oh, we're gonna cut that part out.
Cut that part out.
Yeah.
It's genuine.
It's
That
genuine.
is genuine.
Keep it genuine.
Okay, look. So your partner has a choice, right? Because if his knees come to his chest here, it's hard for him to cross his feet while we're in the middle. But so like here, it's going to be tough for him to cross his feet, right? But on the other hand, if he wants to kind of lock everything up, if he beat the knee line and crosses his feet here, now it's going to be really hard for you to pass if you continue to drive through here. So the goal is to get the knee to the ceiling, come out and use this arm to push your partner's knee down. You can use your hand, use your forearm, and put your knee on the mat. Boom, here. Your partner can hold tight. That's fine. You have a number of ways of passing. Tripod is usually a good one. Flare and get here. And just be ready, of course, for your bottom, the person on the bottom, especially in judo context, to be bridging like crazy. So when that happens, we're just going to take our feet either into grapevines or ankles crossed.
Gross.
Okay, did you need any questions?
No, I think
Anyone
it's
else?
pretty thorough.
What if the guy has a knife?
Oh, okay. Then we got other problems. We got other problems.
Let's-
Okay, so once again, hopefully this was something that was helpful for you, and now we've got some questions that have been answered regarding trapped legs and etc.
I've never seen that before.
Never seen that before?
When the leg is trapped.
Legs get trapped.
Never seen it before either.
Here we are.
You got it.